as a Brewmaster. And I think the meta is always geared towards teams that are going to play faster. It's a more consistent type of playing. But I think against NewBee, I don't even know if dragging it out late game necessarily means you win this game. They have an overwhelming amount of team fight.
Yeah, they've got the nice combination of Juggernaut and Death Prophet, who are kind of always relevant, right?
Yeah.
There's never a time where you feel bad about those heroes.
Yeah. I'll tell you what determines like a good brew game for me is if you hit 6, can you kill the safe lane carry?
Okay.
And in a game like this, you definitely can.
Yeah.
Like one rotation and you're going to kill that gyrocopter.
That's, I never thought about it that way, but it does make a lot of sense. Because the Brewmaster Ultimate, like early, there's no team fights that are happening, right? It's just like, I feel kind of like the same way about the Beastmaster as well, is whether or not you can actually threaten the enemy carry with your roar.
Yeah.
So that seems very poignant point.
Oh,
Immortals,
Febby?
Febby is going to do the classic pull. A little bit less classic because it's a 4 position, pulling to the side, and is just going to use his TP. He is trying to stabilize Velo's lane here, and he's probably going to need it too. He's a Beastmaster matched up against a Disruptor Juggernaut combination, so this is a lane that you can probably just run at that Juggernaut and try and punish him as much as possible.
Yeah. The Beastmaster is actually really nice against the Jug in lane.
Yeah.
Like, if you have a high amount of HPs, you can tank through the spin, good stats, and axes trade out a lot more efficiently in the early game than they used to.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like so many times, like, the Juggernaut thinks he can spin on you, and you just fight him, and you actually win that trade-off.
This team, both teams have a lot of history, as KP used to play with some of these guys. They were friendly trash talk before the game started.
Yeah.
What is it? KP said, SEC about to expose you guys.
Yeah, about to expose Roya here, also known as 747 or Susie. Probably gone by different names because he was exposed multiple times in the past, one of which was a notable ESL1 New York. I think that was, what, the first New York? People were hyping up 747. They're like, yo, this guy, he is going to crush. And then he showed up and did not perform up to his online standards.
It happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, even Sumail looked bad in his first line, right?
Yeah.
Was it the one in Vegas?
Oh, early stun, kinetic field. They're going to be able to control a Febby here, and this should be our first blood. Mugi's going to be able to take that. Velo does get some decent axe damage out. And meanwhile, KP actually may be dropping top lane. A nice combination of heroes, Gyrocopter and Witch Doctor, where if you can actually get on top of the Brewmaster, you ignore the missed percentage chance. Maledict and Rocket Barrage is an overwhelming amount of single target damage.
Yeah, nowadays the 5 positions that are favored are the ones that trade out very well in lane.
Yeah.
Witch Doctor, Warlock, Bane. Like all these heroes are so good at trading 1v1 with offlaners. Same with Disruptor. Disruptor kind of suffers the most out of them because even though he has the most offensive toolkit and he's got the kill potential, like his ulti is probably the best out of all of them.
Yeah.
Is you can usually aggro him and shut down a lot of his single target focus. But heroes like Witch Doctor are just like strong overall in mid.
Roya gonna be caught out here. Kaka had a haste rune, and all they needed to do was just bait out the OD. SCC does that. They are gonna be able to catch Kaka, but they're turned around onto Dubu. I say big time trouble. They're gonna be able to run him down underneath the tier 1 tower, knowing that he turns around, gets the Maledict onto Kaka, and he does not get rid of the tower aggro, so he will end up trading out his life for that support. Still though, worth it for NewBee.
Yeah, SCCC there. I feel like he should have traded out the... But he saw another TP come in, so you just want to get out. As early lead does go to NewBee, but it's very slight. And this bottom lane, the Beastmaster can just continue to run at this Juggernaut.
Let me ask you this. Do you think that this ET Beastmaster lane should be doing a little bit better against NewBee, considering they lost their first blood? Possibly a second kill here. Velo going to be pulled back. Mugi holding on to the spin until Velo gets far enough away. They manage to get the Burrow Strike, and there's going to be no stun to be able to stop that spin for Mugi. In fact, getting in front of Febby, look at this great body block from him. Febby, he just can't seem to get anywhere. Kinetic field now out. He is completely stuck. That's going to be a second kill in this bottom lane. This aggro dual lane from Immortals is suffering terribly against NewBee's tri-lane.
That was beastly. That was really well done by Mugi there. Oftentimes this is the support that goes to the body block, but his 2 supports are stunned up. And Velo's just going to come back here.
Yeah, but look how many Magic Wand and regen items he still has left.
Yeah, if he doesn't have the salve there, then I say the trade's okay.
Yeah.
Because oftentimes in offlane now, it's just about trading kills. But Dubu, just trying to force the Brewmaster out, who has died and hasn't gotten as much. Like, I remember reading in an interview like a while back about offlaners. It's like, if you're this 0-0 offlaner that has 1 CS and hasn't done anything, and your mid laner's getting roamed on, then you're actually being useless.
Yeah.
Like, you'd rather have somebody that's like 0-2, has decent CS, and has actually dragged a bunch of supports down there with you.
See, the problem I have with that, with this setup, is the fact that Kaka has managed to roam into mid, at least once this lane.
Yeah.
In part just because of a lucky
Haste.
haste rune, you know, was quite fortunate for him. But feels like Immortals are really losing on the laning phase just because both mid and bottom have gone so terribly for them.
I think Immortals is okay, though, because this Beastmaster is still getting levels in farm.
Yeah.
And if you force the tri-lane down, I think this is the ideal situation for them. Like, you want 3 heroes down here at all times. Like, forcing that kind of pressure.
And you want the
can.
Brewmaster solo against the Gyrocopter, right?
Yeah.
Where he can't really get in your face or challenge you underneath the creep wave. It's one of those situations where you get Maledict on him, he has to run away, which means he's separated from the creep wave, and Rocket Barrage is going to be able to dish out the damage.
This Beastmaster, he's 0-1, sure. But if you look at KP, so is he, but he's only level 2 going on to 3.
Yeah.
And this Beastmaster is 3 going on to 4. And he's got a reasonable amount of CS. So even though they both have died at bottom, I think Febi's died twice now, you don't really care too much because you're still securing your Beastmaster some measure of farm. And that's the thing about offlane is, it feels like these solo deaths don't matter as much. Because if you're shoving in the wave, you're trading out regen, it's kind of okay.
Yeah. Which is where sometimes these safe lane heroes that are pretty self-sufficient, like Juggernaut, I would point to Lifestealer. Those are actually 2 very signature Mugi type heroes. They seem to be pretty favorable right now, just because the inherent regen that they give themselves, whether through the healing ward or the lifesteal from the Lifestealer.
Yeah. Did you notice in the EG game, by the way, like every game they went like 2-1-2?
Yeah, yeah.
And the Chinese kept trying to do this like 3-1-1, like where they just kept trying to secure their safe lane over and over again.
Yeah.
And it feels like NewBee's doing that too. But they're just like much more successful at it than VGJ was against EG.
Because that's like kind of an old school logic, right, about the dual lanes, is that if they're going to dual lane, if you tri-lane, you have to kill them.
Yeah.
Right? You have to actually continue to kill them. Otherwise, they're just going to out-level you and, in general, just be able to win the laning phase. So NewBee is at least getting that done with their Sand King Disruptor. But as you said, Immortals is still getting something out of their offlaners as well.
Yeah. I think that's so interesting about Dota, though. Like, the way that the meta continuously shifts. It's like,
Yeah.
at first, when, like 2 years ago, it was make sure before you do anything to secure your safe lane.
Yep.
That was like the meta around like
You drilled that into me,
Yeah.
playing the 4 position.
It was
like bounty hunter or something.
Yeah, secure your safe lane first, get
Yep.
the kill. They don't expect it, and then you can move. And now it feels like that was like abused, and now people take advantage of the 2-1-2.
Right.
And it's like the greedier you get, the faster teams always win. And then at some point you play too fast, and you play like heroes that are too aggressive, and then you can be a little bit greedier and win.
Yeah. And then your
It's like
lineup
constantly
is
shifts.
like, it's like too perfection based.
Yeah.
Right? Where it's like, we're playing so fast that you can't afford a single bad team fight.
The thing about, especially in this mid matchup, is because this ET, if he roams mid, I don't think he kills S-Triple-C any time.
Bello in some trouble here. Is not going to fight Kaka. Is going to try and outrun him, but the Caustic Finale is slowing him down. They have 3 seconds till Burrow Strike is up. They won't even need it here. Thunder Strike is going to be good enough. Kaka does stumble into Febi, and they're going to fight. Kaka actually reading this pretty well, knowing that in 2v1, they can actually be the ones forcing Febi back, and Febi is going to be one taking a lot of damage. In fact, look at all those Magic Wand stacks. Kaka wants to be able to get this kill, has a Burrow Strike, finds the ET, is able to claim that kill. Now Velo shows up, but he has no stun, just clears through the trees, and Kaka, he's still going to fight this because he knows he's got the SCC Death Prophet backing him up. What a man Kaka is, and he's not going to be punished whatsoever for the damage he took. He's got Tranquil Boots already.
You see what Mugi's doing too. He's immediately spinning the wave to force somebody back here. Somebody does manage to come, but it's a 4-man rotation here right now from NewBee.
Yeah, an early Death Prophet Exorcism that should allow them to be able to take the tower and keep the Beastmaster down.
They're even going to find Febi here, but he's just going to get out. They're
What
trying to deny the creeps.
One of the big downsides of like an OD mid, right? No pressure. You can leave that lane, that hero's not going to be able to do anything for you. So SCC going to use the Exorcism, try and take this tower, and it's going to go relatively unpunished.
If that's an SF that you're playing against, for example, you're going to see your wave get double nuked, and then he's going to hit your tower for 120 a hit.
Yeah.
And he's going to force you back. But with an OD, his game pace is a little bit different. Like, OD is such a strong hero when it comes to like single target and all that, but taking towers and stuff, not really your forte, because you don't clear the creep wave very fast.
Yeah.
And that's oftentimes what determines it.
Look how long it took him to finally get that catapult on top of the tower, and by the time he's there, SCC Death Prophet already TP's back.
Yeah, even the activation time for if you use the nuke onto the creeps, like it takes a while.
Yeah.
And so it's a bit different. And you notice like the Death Prophet doesn't even lose out too much. If you look at the level difference between him and the OD, if that's a Shadow Fiend, for example, again.
Oh, they've read this. Oh. They know they're going to go for the dive on KP, and that's where Kaka strikes. He's going to get out the Burrow Strike. MP does have his level 6, though, and they've dealt so much damage. KP's already dead. TP out. Oh, no. He's not going to be able to make it. Too much damage coming out from Moogie. Maybe Dubu can get out. No, he's been slowed down with the Spirit Siphon. TP out. Is there any stuns? Glimpse is going to be able to pull him back. Faith does pick up that level, and Moogie gets the double kill. A great read there from NewBee. They knew with the lane pushing in and how much they've already tried to shut down KP's Brewmaster that they were certainly going to go for a tower dive there.
Yeah, it's the one lane that Immortals can get kills in, and so they're trying to abuse that fact.
Yeah,
it's like I said about if you can't kill the mid laner with your 4 position, you're forced to play like this game where you can only essentially go to one lane, because that's a Juggernaut. If it's a Jug or a Lifestealer, the downside of playing against those heroes is they're not easily gankable. And so you don't ever feel pressure as a safe laner. You know no matter what happens in a game like this, until Beastmaster hits 6, you can always spin TP out.
He's got Omni Slash. Phase Boots on cooldown though. Should be able to catch up to Febby on the next round. Close enough, but now there's a creep wave. Febby is going to be able to stay alive here. Meanwhile, bottom lane, I actually managed to get a kill onto KP. They did a similar thing. Immortals not quite matching the speed that NewBee took to this, where they brought the Juggernaut up to the top lane, but MP on his second life goes to bottom, gets a kill, and they're going to try and pressure the tower just like the Juggernaut is trying.
Yeah. General idea behind that is just you try to mirror as fast as you can. I think, I don't know who it's more important for to mirror. I'd imagine it's like Immortals has to play faster here, because if you're NewBee, it's easier for you to take the enemy mid tower. Like we talked about those issues, right?
Yeah.
That they would have. It'd be a lot easier for them to collapse and take that mid tower with the DP ult.
You're saying that like the Juggernaut takes that safe lane tower and then they wrap around onto
and then
mid.
you just grab mid as fast as you can.
Pop an Exorcism and just dive the tower.
Because what's your clear situation look like? It'd be Beastmaster Axes and like the ET Spirit, but you can dive that.
Yeah, for sure.
If you're a Jug.
It's like very slow setup.
That's what we often say, like casters, like you'll hear Fogged especially too. We'll talk about like these slower fast heroes. And it means like your ability to clear out a creep wave and move on. Like that's what that denotes, is like how fast you can just move from one situation to another with like very little downtime. It's like, look at this move, mid.
Managed to get a stun. Roya tries to get the TP out, not going to make it.
Yeah, they're going to get even more than this because the mid tower's so nice for them to at least like harass. Like somebody from Immortals already has to be here. And ideally it's the ET. Because if it's anybody else, they just get dove on.
Yeah. So Immortals, they try and match NewBee, and NewBee read that and they say, okay, we're just going to go for this wraparound on mid early. We're actually going to try and take 2 towers while you're just taking that one bottom lane tower.
Yeah. It's a greedy move, but if it pays off like this, it's really nice. And Febby actually elects to be at this top area. Gonna get glimpsed back.
Trying to slow down this push, does have the TP Omni Slash, and it's going to be enough damage.
They're getting
easily gets the kill.
They're getting like and ones right now.
Yeah.
Like they're grabbing a tower and they're getting a kill, or they're grabbing a kill and they're pressuring the mid tower. But if you're a Beastmaster team, anybody that's ever watched Beastmaster play knows like this guy wants to own this bottom jungle area.
Right.
You just get one level of the Hawk early on, and it's very hard to gank you, and you create so much pressure.
Yeah,
but
you get a soul ring and you're spamming axes on neutrals.
With that though, you need to take the mid tower to completely get control of the jungle.
Right.
To make it very hard for you to make those kinds of rotations in, which is why like wards will often reveal where the team is going to go next. And if you notice, the next ward placed for Immortals right now is around that mid tower, around that tier 1.
Yeah. They've got themselves a decent mid laning ward. Moogie, not going to slow down. After all, he's a Juggernaut. The only thing he's scared of is Beastmaster Roar. So as long as they know the Beastmaster is camped out in this bottom lane, he can be super aggressive. But Velo, playing off map right now, trying to bait out the OD perhaps. Does have a Quelling Blade. Ready to eat through these trees and go for the kill on KP if he thinks that they have the damage. The OD is not the best burst damage hero in the world.
They're pinging right now. They know Kaka's there.
He's going to pop out. Sees Kaka. Almost gets the stun out of time. Sandstorm is going to protect the Sand King.
Yeah. What an awkward move.
This feels like something that Beastmaster doesn't want to really be doing. He's not getting a whole lot of farm out of this.
No. He doesn't want to be in this position.
And they may still get caught out here. Roya, they've got the vision of him. They're going to be able to pull him back with a glimpse. There is going to be a stomp to make sure he is protected. Now Velo and Febby come back in. With the roar, they're going to be able to easily kill the Sangbeam, but KP is still going to fight this out. Goes for the kill onto Febby. They don't have a glimpse anymore, so this TP will be successful.
Yeah. It's mainly about this top. This Juggernaut, though, has like been completely untouched in this game.
Yeah, he's actually changing up his build, going for a Battle Fury. He's gotten so much space.
And he's even going to be the one to TP mid, which I really like. It's like a good sacrificial play to make. You can even just start running top again on this Juggernaut.
Yeah.
As long as you see the Beastmaster on the map, your game is pretty clear.
And the pressure is coming hard and fast in this bottom lane. KP, at 11 minutes in, he's still not level 6, but the rest of NewBee is pretty high up there in experience and net worth, and so everyone else is happy but him.
It feels as though like these one-off kills don't matter so much anymore.
Yeah.
Like you get a kill on a core, and even then, it doesn't feel like you got too much because nowadays people are just trading out farms so efficiently. That's kind of what I garnered from the EG VGJ series.
Yeah.
Is every time VGJ would get a kill, there'd be like 3 heroes on the side of EG farming, and that's kind of what it feels like in this game. Is every single time they get a kill on somebody, it doesn't seem like it matters that much because you're not getting anything extra on the map out of it.
Right.
Like if you get a kill in Dota and you can't transition it into anything, all it does is it reveals your position and allows somebody else on the enemy side of the map to continue to farm.
Yeah.
If you only have like one real killer hero. And for them, it's right now it's just this Beastmaster. He's like he's the guy who just goes around the map, plays very fast, pushes out waves with his axes, and then sets up for kills.
And part of that is because the lineups are so fast, right? That most of these lineups are not very dependent on the farm that they get. Like, maybe it's a little bit different if we're talking about like Spectres and Tinkers and those kind of heroes. Maybe those pickoffs do matter a little bit because you're slowing down that one person's farm, and it is pretty important. But all these lineups, it's like you kill a Death Prophet, but Brewmaster and Juggernaut are farming in the meanwhile, and they're shoving out lanes and everything.
Yeah.
That trade-off's not going to mean so much.
It's kind of cool to see like the resurgence of like these dead lane heroes come back.
Yeah.
Because there was a time period where people felt like they were just bad. Like it wasn't like as needed as a concept. Like you needed these heroes that could out-rotate. But nowadays they can do both. Like Lifestealer with his new build, where he goes like Radiance, you can transition differently into being a killer. Whereas before it felt like you were just a guy farming for no reason.
Beastmaster going to be caught here in the bottom lane with the Exorcism push. They've still got plenty of time on this ultimate. After all, they didn't need it for that Tier 1 tower. So they're now going to approach the Tier 2. And Immortals, well, we need a response from them. We'll see what it's going to be. The OT, he's not going to be joining in any of these team fights, it seems like. For the most part, he's just got to focus on his farm. And that's really one of the big downsides of an OD. Not a very useful hero until he's got like 25 minutes of farm time.
Yeah. I think that was a really cool move, by the way, by NewBee. Like, if you saw how many heroes were gathering around mid for Immortals, they thought that the natural conclusion was they're going to come mid next.
Yeah.
But if we're here first, like, we'll take this fight. But instead, they just go bottom. They don't grab a tower or anything out of it, though, so it's not the worst thing in the world for Immortals. But you notice, like, now they're going to go mid, and they're just playing, like, blistering pace around the map. Like, they're just moving objective to objective, making it very hard for Immortals to keep up. Because now Immortals, like, they bought the feint at bottom, and then they dragged heroes down there.
Now they're not in position to defend this mid tower.
Like that's like the coolest thing about Dota is that you can just keep doing these like micro feints and keep your opponent guessing. And if you're the one doing that, then you're always going to be in an advantage because the enemy team is just responding to what your movement is on the map.
Kaka not going for a Blink Dagger, an early Force Staff pickup for him.
Yeah.
Fully investing into that fast kind of pace, not really focusing on the big Blink epicenter play.
If you want to defend these towers, like you have to be here before people get to your tower.
Right.
But because they are playing very quick around the map, it's hard for them to contest. And now Febby has spotted KP, who's had a really rough game. That is like the upside for Immortals right now. It's like this guy wants to use his ult really badly.
Kaka. Well, at least they'll catch him. Paralyzing cast. Kind of surprised him out. They're going to drop the ultimate here from the OD. And Kaka, well, it's going to be a little bit close here. The second Maledict, if he can actually get to the shrine. Oh, he gets a little bit of heal, and that's going to be just barely enough. May have actually survived anyway. The Tranquil Boots were beginning to kick in as well. So Immortals, they kind of laid a trap there, but failed pretty spectacularly. Is the score right now 12-5, 5,000 gold lead for NewBee.
Yeah. It's like the issue with their lineup, right? It comes back to, again, like the only killer hero that they have is this Beastmaster.
And the Beastmaster isn't really ready to play ball. He doesn't even have the Necronomicon just yet. You get a little bit of vision of him. I guess that's my problem when I saw like the Beastmaster and the OD. It's like you can't really play these kind of lineups right now. There's not enough space for both the Beastmaster and the OD to farm.
Yeah, it would require the gyro to do a lot more in this game. But I don't know how much pressure like gyro puts on a lot of these heroes. I don't think the Jug or the DP particularly care.
Yeah, Jug loves Gyrocopter, right? Yeah. He's got a magic immunity and he's got single target physical damage.
KP loves also, like, if you're an offlaner, you love being the guy that everyone can kill. Because it just means that all the focus is on you, and you're that guy saying, like, you're pinging everybody else on your team. Yeah, everyone's been there, where it's like, grats for ganking me, idiots.
Yeah.
Like, my Jug has...
He's trying to finish up a Battle Fury after getting Ring of a Kill on Yasha.
Yeah, he's going to have like a 50-minute Yasha Battle Fury. He's like, congrats, you guys stopped me. Good for you.
Yeah, like, woo, you shut down the Brewmaster's Blink Dagger.
Yeah.
You dumbasses, I didn't even get my level 6 until minute 12. What are you doing with your lives?
You got to be real spiteful.
Yeah.
You're just pinging all your teammates' items, you know? You go one of two directions there, right? If you're a pub player, either you're pinging your teammates' items out of like, what are they doing? Or you just get upset, right?
Yeah.
That your team's not helping you. But nobody on NewBee really needs to help this brew. Like, he's not like a core that they particularly care about.
Yeah, who needs items on Brewmaster, honestly? Like, you maybe get a Blink Dagger. Like, everything else is just excess. As long as you're getting off your ultimate, that's the important part.
Yeah, there is like some good upside though, by the way. Like, we've been talking about NewBee a lot, but this OD is starting to pick up a lot of farm.
Okay.
He's just behind the Death Prophet. The single target, yeah, but there's not a whole lot for him to like clear through. And he's good against like most of these heroes.
They're going to try and go for a glimpse play. That's why the turnaround is here from Dubu. Great paralyzing cast. Oh no, it bounced the wrong direction. Still though, a great ultimate coming out with the Euro Splitter. Almost enough to be able to finish off Kaka. Faith is certainly going to be dying to Dubu here, challenging him with that Witch Doctor. A glimpse back. SEC on the side, trying to grab some of these heroes, but he's low enough that he can't really go for this fight. And now it's a Brewmaster ultimate that it feels completely useless. They needed to be able to have Mookie in this fight to really force it into Immortals. And Immortals, instead, they got to turn around, fight, and get a kill on a Disruptor. Nobody gets caught in the process. And they forced all of the NewBee heroes down to bottom lane, which means a lot of free farming time for the OD, and that's exactly what Immortals need to be able to win this game.
Yeah, this Beastmaster Roar, even though it's like one of their few good spells, it's going to be really effective in this game. Because there's not any sort of save on the side of NewBee.
Yeah.
And on top of that, like this OD, like for the most part, he should be able to use Astral to like cancel out most of these disables. So like they're in an okay position, which is gonna force NewBee to now walk into the Roshan pit, try to grab like an objective, because this mid tower is not gonna be easy for them at this point. Like, you just lost a fight, you don't have Brew ult.
So you want a little bit more security before you go for any more objectives. Make sure that these heroes can't get roared and focused down by the OD. They are going to be able to pick up that Aegis and push towards the mid. Now, the OD managed to get himself on imprisonment, still brought back by the glimpse, though. They need help. Dubu's here, trying to be able to save him. Gets off the Maledict, holds out that Death Ward. Still needs to be able to stop SDC. That's a real damage dealer. Roya is going to be able to protect himself with another imprisonment, but here comes Kaka, ready to go with a Burrow Strike, and with an Omni Slash, they'll take out the Witch Doctor as well. Where is the rest of Immortals during this time? Well, the answer is they're pushing out bottom lane, choosing not to try and challenge NewBee whatsoever. They're going to go for the high ground here, see if they can force NewBee back.
Yeah, without the books, though, this makes it very awkward.
Yeah, there's no real threat coming from that push.
Yeah. It's annoying, and you should definitely send heroes to deal with it, but it's not as big of a concern.
Yeah, let's be real. That tier 3 tower took how much damage? Yeah, less than 50 damage.
They're okay with that trade?
Certainly.
Still, Villa's starting to get some farm. Hey, this guy is the most important hero on the map right now for Immortals, as we talked about. Like, whenever he shows on the map, that's information. But at the same time, we talked about like the heroes that are gonna wave clear. Like, wave clear is a concept. You need heroes that play very fast to do so. Like, you need to put pressure on the map to alleviate stress on other sides of the map. And the only hero that can really do that is this Beastmaster.
Trying to catch him, glimpse down to the bottom lane. Moogie will help this Disruptor get that kill. Kill some of the Beastmaster minions as well.
It's such a weird game for him. He's got to play so aggressively, but he doesn't really want to at the same time.
It just means he's getting, like, he's babysitting an OD earlier. Like, he's just not getting this Necronomicon online.
Because your mid player is a hero that's not like a Tinker or something that just like, look at this, like this Death Prophet double nukes a wave and then moves.
Yeah.
But OD's job is a little bit different in the early game to mid game, which is what this is. Like, it's still only 19 minutes into the game.
So is Velo being too sacrificial, or is his team not being enough? Like, are they just not taking that space creating role from him?
I think it's just a really hard position from the B in. As they're going to make this move on mid.
Jump on, but
This is
a
a
staff
deep
away. They
throw.
are going to be able to glimpse in. Velo, thinking about it, is going to throw out the roar onto the Sand King, trying to stop him and let Roya get out of here, but he's still going to be caught. The Beastmaster's going to just try and do whatever he can with these axes, but it's not enough to deter NewBee. They just keep on pushing forward. Now dropping Febby back to Earth. They're going to focus on him with the Spirit Siphon at Kinetic Field. Not quite latching him in, so they may be able to catch him here. Yule's Scepter slows him down a little bit further, diving deep into these tier 4 towers. Meanwhile, Omni-Slash actually takes out the Beastmaster. MP is here, though. Nice use there of that defensive. SEC is going to be able to protect himself as long as possible. Back into the healing ward he goes. That early pick of the Aeon Disc really paying off when they go for the tier 4 tower dives. And as a result, should be able to take this mid lane of Rax.
It's a really cool item to go second. Understands like the only way that he gets killed probably is like the roar into some kind of combo.
Yeah.
But with the Aeon Disc, he's almost always going to break that. And now they've 20 minutes in, taking the tier 3 tower. They're just going to go for the shrine now. Mugi's time on all of his items is so sped up.
Yeah, crazy. About to pick up a Manta.
Oftentimes, I think teams give Mugi a lot of space because they're like, it's almost like you're going to double team SCCC and say, make Mugi beat us.
Yeah.
Because he's the perceived weak core on the side of NewBee. But he's played this game like phenomenally.
Yeah, I would 100% agree. Like a year ago, that was definitely the strategy. It feels like in the last 3 or 4 months, though, Mugi has carried so many games of NewBees.
On the side of Immortals, though, like their draft just feels. I mean, there's only so many times you can talk about it, but I still think that
It's just too
like
greedy, right?
Yeah, there's like a minor way that they come back into this game, though. Like, in an ideal situation, you set up Roar on this Juggernaut, burst him, you send the DP away, like you Astral him, or you just lock him up and try to ignore him for as long as possible and kill the other cores. And once you get through the Jug, you're in a much better spot.
Yeah. Looking back on the draft, if you, like, Beastmaster and OD, 4th and 5th pick, respectively, was there a trade-out of a hero that you would have preferred, like a Bat Rider or something instead of a Beastmaster?
No, I still think the BM was okay.
Okay.
I don't know if he's really the...
Why do you like the Beastmaster in this game?
I mean, he Roar cuts through, there's no save.
Yeah.
He can take control of this bottom area. Theoretically, the Hawk should always allow you to keep tabs on things like Roche. But Febby is going to send out the Spear right now.
Spirit out.
But S-Triple
Ready to go with the Stomp. SEC is going to be slowed down by the Boar enough to be hit by the Stomp. Febby not wanting to blow the Earth Splitter just yet. They've got to deal with the Healing Ward in the back line. They jump immediately, grabbing the Beastmaster and bringing him down, not letting Immortals get the opportunity to initiate. Pull back, glimpse onto the Witch Doctor. Another great stomp there with the Earth Splitter out this time, but STC gets waken up by that flat cannon. Epicenter coming in. Kaka a little bit late on it, still able to get some decent damage, but now the Beastmaster's back into play, trying to kill Kaka. Jump forward. Oh, Static Storm play from Faith actually limits a lot of the damage from the OD. Febby's going to get brought down by Mugi, who now goes for the Omni Slash onto MP. MP getting close to Dubu is going to be able to get some of that Omni Slash off of him, and now Mugi just has to spin and run himself away. Fortunately, he's a fast little Juggernaut boy. He's going to be able to outrun most of our Immortals, who won't be able to catch anybody from NewBee. So you get the range racks, force a buyback, and get out.
Yeah, they do manage to hold their melee, though, which is the big target. And that was still a little bit disastrous because you only get 2 supports out of it.
Yeah.
Like this Aeon Disc is having a lot of value here as SCCC and Vizdop seeing what he can do here, but with 3 heroes...
That and the poor Beastmaster buying back there. Ugh. Still no Necronomicon.
And SCCC right now, he's pinging like crazy.
Die again. Caught out by SDC, the Invis Rune spotting him all the way in. Velo was just hoping to create some space. Not a whole lot of space when you die instantly the moment you cross the river.
SCCC, though, still 50 seconds away from the ult. That should halt things, at least for the time being.
A little bit more time for the OD to farm up, who's trying to go for a Scythe of Ice. He is going to be challenged, though. They can get the stun. Mookie can get on top of the OD. In fact, they're going to try and force out an imprisonment. Nice follow-up there with a stun right before the imprisonment can go down. That being said, there is a blink dagger, so this OD may be able to get out, but the damage from the both the Sandstorm as well as the spin is there before he manages to get the blink off. That's canceled, and he will end up dying.
Looked like he was going to kill Faith for a sec, but nice trap setup nonetheless. They know that there's only 2 heroes in the mid lane, but they don't really deal enough damage without this OD or this Beastmaster.
Yeah.
So they can't even punish that rotation up there.
And the Aeon Disc allows SCC to push aggressively, knowing he always has that fallback. Even a Shiva's now for him. Another exorcism being used. Stomp may clip him, but the Ghosts will keep on trucking. Focus on the melee racks and Immortals. They're certainly losing this. It's just a question of what else are they going to be losing, because NewBee may try and push into the top lane after this is done. Or maybe they'll just get out, clean retreat. It looks like that's going to be the case here. With 10 seconds left on the OD, NewBee playing very patiently in this game. I had to say, like, both times they've won multiple team fights inside of the enemy space, but they've only taken one objective, then backed out. Took a tier 3, ran away. Same thing with the range racks.
They're trying to find around the perceived Roshan.
Yeah. Good point. Roche is up in just 1 minute time. That's why Immortals are currently 4 men smoked out.
Yeah.
They can get a catch.
Allow them to go for high ground attempt after high ground attempt.
Right.
It's too hard. So they're trying to set the fight for once. I like it. They're going to run into Faith here, though.
Bello. Not going to be able to catch anybody here. A Glimmer Cape goes off. They spot Kaka. He pops the Sandstorm just in case. Oh, no. Well, that's going to be 70 seconds for a roar. Popped it on Mugi's illusion.
Ooh. That's brutal. That is...
And that kind of gives NewBee free lease to control this Roshan pit.
Yeah. Get the next Roche, get Aegis Cheese, go high ground. Then the game is all but wrapped up here. They're going to get the stun on Ryoya and the silence.
And no imprisonment is going to be able to protect him here. The rest of the team trying to get here to protect the OT, but he just can't seem to make it out. Finally, imprisonment goes down. He can blink away from this one. Faith is taking a lot of damage. Meanwhile, the OD does manage to blink farther back, but they caught him with the Brewmaster and managed to get him with the Earth Panda stun. Doobie's going to be run down by Mugi, while now MP, it's his turn to feel the wrath of Kaka. Epicenter goes down, but they actually have the counter vision to be able to spot Kaka underneath the Sandstorm, so MP pops the BKB, takes him on. Mugi finally able to get that one kill on the support, while the rest of his team just cleans up some of the back line. Elder Titan goes down next. Mugi has an Omni Slash still, and Iggy really wants this kill onto the Gyrocopter.
He's killing all the creeps first.
Making sure MP has no way to be able to disjoint this Omni Slash, but if the Gyrocopter won't fight, they'll just take another lane of racks. Another jump forward. There's the Omni Slash, slowing him down as well with the Brewmaster. Beastmaster managed to get off a stun on Illusion. Again, Mugi is able to get through with his real hero, takes him all the way down to the fountain, and brings him down beyond godlike for Mugi. A steady carry for NewBee is exactly what Mugi is. He's been for so long. Here, he's just carrying the game for them. Febby going to be slowed down with the Spirit Side finish. Just kill after kill here. Immortals, they are just feeding the beast. That is SCC and Mugi. Roya able to slow down at least one hero here, trying to go for the Brewmaster, but he does have that missed percentage chance on him. Mugi's going to challenge him, gets on right on top of him with the Blink Dagger, and again, just forcing the OD back time and time again. The imprisonment up, barely in time, might be able to blink back to the fountain, but it is just saving measures right now. Keeping these heroes alive doesn't actually keep the game going, because NewBee have taken a second lane of racks and are getting closer and closer, being able to close out this game. Udubu trying to fight this one out still with the OD, who's built up a little bit of intelligence, but he's gonna need a lot more if he actually wants to take on the 5-mana NewBee. Not wanting to risk it, NewBee again playing it pretty disciplined. Gonna back out of the base just in case they overextend themselves and accidentally lose a team fight.
Yeah, they're gonna go for the last shrine, then probably just push in a Roshan and do the exact same maneuver up in top. But now you've got a lot of items flying on the side of NewBee. The butterfly is complete on this Juggernaut, as well as, what was that, a BKB?
BKB, Death Prophet.
Yeah, he's so farmed right now.
So now the magic damage.
They're going to contest Roche, though.
Oh, Faith is going to be slowed down here. This is going to be an excellent pickoff. Disruptor. There's nothing to shirk out. He's actually been really helpful in a lot of these team fights for them, as being able to focus on the OD get the Static Storm on top of him.
Okay, they get the net onto the Jug Illusion, but he's been full twice now.
Yeah, let's just hope they don't do another Beastmaster.
Yeah, Fellow.
Don't do it again! No! Fellow! Come on, man! There's only so many times you could fall for that one. Mugi is going to be slowed down. Ooh, what is this paralyzing cast? But here comes the Brewmaster, looking to be able to disrupt everything. Managed to get off the spin, and now Dubu stuck in no man's land. Going to be slowed down by the Spirit Siphon, looking for the kill on the Febby maybe. They're actually killing all these Brewmaster Pandas. They're going to kill the last one. That's going to be the Earth Panda. He goes down. 2 kills so far for Immortals, looking for a third. A Stomp goes down. SDC pops BKB, Aeon Disc, and here comes that Epicenter, able to blow up at least the Beastmaster, but it's Roya. He's the important one. Drops his bomb, able to make sure the Sand King goes down. Double silence. Witch Doctor, you're going to have to give up your life for this one. Try and slow him down. The paralyzing cast, that's a beauty. Roya needs to be able to get out of here. The OD, he cannot be chased down by this Juggernaut who's got a Blink Dagger ready to go. Look at that Battle Fury critical hit. Almost killed the Witch Doctor just by itself. KP, he's not going to chase them down though. This has already been kind of a questionable team fight for NewBee. Pretty much the only one where they've kind of lost some heroes. So they're going to back up. Again, play it safe. Let's just get that Roshan, boys. Get the Aegis. Cheese. And is that a refresher Roshan as well?
Yeah. The double, no, it's just the cheese. But
nope, just the cheese.
The dual core right now from NewBee is so strong. You got 10-0 on the side of SCCC, Mugi's 12-0, combined 22-0, counting for 29 of their team's kills combined. They've done such a good job on these cores. Is Dubu going to get caught up? Any Dubus here? Just one.
Just one, and not for long.
Tries to spite D-Ward, but does not do it in time, and now this top lane is open for the taking. Everyone just buying Aeon Disc now on the side of NewBee, countering out that Beastmaster War, which hasn't even been really a threat, really, as Velo.
I mean, that pretty much encapsulizes all of Velo this game. Not much of a threat. Nullifier soon for Mugi, so he can blink, Nullifier, Omni Slash somebody if he wants. I'm not sure if there's much that Immortals have to say about this final push. Aegis, cheese.
Kaka's not up here.
That is true. Kaka is currently pushing out the bottom lane. Apparently figuring that his team doesn't need him. And right now he's right, because the OD can't actually lay any damage into this Butterfly Juggernaut. So Mugi is going to be able to take that tier 3 for free. They're a little bit afraid of the Stomp Earth Splitter. And they want Kaka to draw some attention away. Down to that bottom lane. Now that the Gyrocopter's bottom, they pounce immediately into that top lane. Already killing Febby. Omni Slash bouncing over to Dubu. Poor Dubu. That's going to be a double kill. Mugi looks for more. That's going to be Velo. They actually managed to get the Brewmaster ultimate off here with the Earth Panda stun onto the OD. And that'll be it. Immortals, they'll call it. Game 1. NewBee just handle Immortals. Exactly as Eternal Envy predicted.
Yeah, that was a shellacking and a half. NewBee from the get-go, they built up a lead, never really let it down at any point. Their 2 core players went insanely off in this game.
So if you had any advice to give to Immortals after this game 1, whether it's draft or gameplay oriented?
Can't be greedy against NewBee.
No.
Too fast of a team. Like, these guys are used to just playing against these VPs and Liquids in finals.
Yeah.
You have to speed up your game time or be willing to take these fights 5-on-5 against these guys. And if you're not, then games like this happen.
They're also pretty disciplined. They're not going to throw away their lead for the most part. When they have it, they go high ground. We saw, was like 4 or 5 different pushes where they would take it, like they would take a team fight, win it. They would take one objective. They wouldn't go for more.